The showdown between Real Madrid and Manchester City in the Champions League isn't just another clash between two title contenders. It's a battle of football identities, a meeting point of philosophies, and in many ways, a reversal of everything these two giants once stood for. For years, this matchup felt like an extension of El Clasico in terms of style. On one side, a perfectly engineered, destroying machine shaped by Pep Guardiola, built on absolute control and precision. On the other side, Real Madrid, unpredictable, flexible, and carrying that unmatched, almost mythical mentality of the kings of Europe, where individual brilliance and unbreakable spirit often rise above any tactical structure. But today, the script has flipped. Manchester City are no longer chained to extreme possession football. Under Guardiola's evolution, they've become more fluid, adaptable, and capable of switching tempo and approach depending on the opponent. They're still solid at their core, but now far more unpredictable. Real Madrid, meanwhile, are undergoing a major transformation under Xabi Alonso. They're no longer relying purely on flashes of genius. This new Madrid is structured, layered, modern, and tactically coherent. A team built on ideas, not just moments. These changes on both sides have created a matchup unlike any of their tense battles in recent seasons. Los Blancos step into this heavyweight duel with a confusing mix of form and mentality. They recently produced a convincing 3-0 win over Athletic Bilbao, where Kylian Mbappé shined with a goal and an assist, finally bringing some clarity and confidence back to their attack. But that sense of relief didn't last long. Right after that, they suffered a shocking 2-0 defeat at home to Celta Vigo, a match full of frustration, 2 red cards, and constant arguments. This swing perfectly captures Real Madrid right now, a team capable of dominating one match and then completely losing control in the next. Under Alonso, Real Madrid are going through a deep tactical transition. This kind of evolution always comes with moments of inconsistency, but at Real Madrid, a club that demands instant results, that process becomes even tougher. After a frustrating defeat, you can be sure the team is desperate to take out their anger on the next opponent. Their motivation will be sky high. In terms of personnel, constant rotation and ongoing experiments make it difficult for Real Madrid to find rhythm and continuity. Even though they've added quality to both wings, the squad still lacks depth in some crucial areas, especially midfield and center-back, areas where they clearly can't match Manchester City. Alonso now faces one of the hardest challenges in modern football, finding the balance between tactical experimentation, system adaptation, and immediate results. On the other side, Manchester City arrive with a familiar sense of professionalism. They've maintained a rare level of stability at the top level, consistently adding elite young talents, building a squad with incredible depth. It creates massive internal competition and allows them to sustain a high tempo in every competition they enter. Thanks to that depth, City always find ways to stay in control. The only time they look vulnerable is when Pep rotates too heavily. But when he fields his strongest XI, the team barely has any visible weaknesses. Ahead of the Real Madrid match, many of their core players have regained both form and fitness, which gives Guardiola confidence. So while Real Madrid enter the match with a mix of hope, instability, and flashes of genius, City come in with greater balance, deeper resources, and a system that runs like a well-oiled engine. This tactical clash is a meeting between two evolving football philosophies. Real Madrid, under Xabi Alonso, are trying to build a modern, structured identity. Alonso wants his team to control possession proactively, press in an organized way, move the ball quickly, and constantly create numerical superiority in midfield. Real Madrid's biggest structural issue is that they lack a true tempo setter, a Toni Kroos-type midfielder who can control the rhythm of a match with absolute authority. Their trio of high-energy, dynamic midfielders, Camavinga, Tchouaméni, and Valverde, are all top class, but none yet possess the deep orchestration ability Alonso's system requires. When opponents switch tempo suddenly, their midfield often struggles to adjust, leaving huge gaps between pressing lines. Another weakness lies in the pressing shape Alonso is trying to build. When the team pushes high and presses aggressively, One clean escape from the opponent and the entire defensive structure starts to wobble. The space between the full-back and the center-back, a long-standing issue that has plagued multiple Real Madrid managers, remains a problem whenever they commit bodies forward. Against a team with City's world-class ability to break the press, even the smallest gap can turn into a real threat within a single passing sequence. This defensive instability often forces Real Madrid to drop deeper than Alonso wants, meaning they lose the initiative and the proactive control he's trying to establish. And yet, Real Madrid still possess their ultimate weapon, individual brilliance capable of tearing apart any tactical structure. Kylian Mbappé is in outstanding form, becoming the focal point of nearly every attacking sequence. But the downside is clear. Real Madrid are slowly becoming more dependent on him. When the system isn't running smoothly, the plan often becomes get the ball to Mbappé and hope he creates something. While Real Madrid are still in the middle of their transition, Manchester City look like a team rediscovering themselves. They are sharper, more unpredictable, and much more fluid. Squad depth and versatility are everything for City right now. Center-backs can step into midfield as inverted fullbacks. Fullbacks push high like wingers. Midfielders rotate constantly, forming a dense web of passing options. With Guardiola's current version of City, they don't need a fixed structure. The constant movement is the structure. Against Real Madrid, City will almost certainly rely on two clear tactical weapons. The first is their midfield-oriented pressing. City simply guide Real Madrid into uncomfortable zones, then shut down the passing rhythm. Without a true tempo setter, Real Madrid often lose their flow, and every offbeat pass becomes an invitation for City to step in and steal the ball. The second weapon is attacking the space behind Real Madrid's fullbacks. This weakness has followed Alonso's system from day one, because his fullbacks always push extremely high. With runners like Foden, Doku, or Haaland, City only need one perfectly timed ball in behind to slice open the defense. It's also how City escape pressure. One vertical pass to break a pressing line, followed by a switch to the opposite flank, forcing the opponent to constantly pivot and chase. In the end, Real Madrid boast more individual fireworks and emotional highs, while Manchester City operate with a level of structure that is incredibly hard to break. If Real Madrid can find balance, both in their shape and their mentality, they can beat any team in the world. But if those familiar gaps keep appearing, City will punish them with almost surgical precision. Predicting Real Madrid's lineup is difficult because Alonso is still in full experimentation mode. But against City's midfield dominance, he might choose a more crowded midfield, likely in a 4-3-3. Courtois in goal. A back four of Carreras, Rudiger, Militão, and Valverde. A powerful midfield trio of Bellingham, Tchouaméni, and Camavinga. On the wings, Vinicius and Arda Güler. And leading the line, Kylian Mbappé. City, meanwhile, will likely stick with their flexible and well-balanced 4-1-4-1. Donnarumma in goal, a defensive line of Matheus Nunes, Ruben Dias, Guardiola, and O'Reilly. Nico Gonzalez acting as the midfield anchor, and the attacking four behind Haaland, Bernardo Silva, Cherki, Phil Foden, and Jeremy Doku. Recent history favors Real Madrid. Since the 2021-22 season, they've met repeatedly in the knockout rounds. City only won once, the famous 4-0 at the Etihad during their treble-winning run. The rest were draws or Real Madrid victories. But this time, the dynamics have changed completely. This isn't just a clash of superstars, it's a test of how far both teams have evolved tactically. Whoever imposes their strengths first will hold the advantage from the opening minutes. And the final answer will only come after 90 dramatic minutes at the Santiago Bernabéu.